Imagine a world dominated by ancient marine ecosystems, where creatures like jawless fish and colorful coral thrived. Yet beneath the vibrant ocean waves and advanced civilization might have once flourished.
The Silurian hypothesis challenges us to rethink the very nature of civilization as a whole. If civilization did exist hundreds of millions of years ago, what remnants would be left behind that withstand the relentless march of time?
Typically, we think of human-made artifacts like buildings or machinery as evidence of civilization. However, during the Silurian period, advanced species would have different needs and constructs. They might have crafted tools and structures from organic matter, which would decompose long before reaching the geological record. This leads to the crux of the hypothesis. Can we detect signs of advanced life in rock layers? And what would those signs look like?
The Silurian hypothesis, introduced by scientists like Adam Frank and Gavin Schmidt, delves into a fascinating question. What if an advanced civilization existed on Earth millions of years ago, and particularly during the Silurian period? This hypothesis raises profound implications for our understanding of life here on Earth. Could remnants of an ancient civilization be hiding in plain sight, masked by the natural process of erosion and geological change? The challenge lies not in identifying these possible markers, but in reevaluating the criteria, recognizing intelligence and technological advancement. Frank and Schmidt also explore a broader philosophical question. What does it actually mean to be a civilization? The growth and impact of a species on a planet can take many forms. A civilization could develop in ways that we just can't currently fathom, shaped by conditions and challenges that are distinct from our own. This hypothesis urges us to expand our perspectives of technology and intelligence beyond human definitions, raising the possibility that extraterrestrial life forms may actually exist, having evolved under other circumstances. Furthermore, the Silurian hypothesis serves as a cautionary tale for humanity. The idea of an advanced civilization collapsing and leaving no trace behind should cause us to reflect on our sustainability practices. As we navigate our technological advancements, we must question our long term choices and impacts of those choices here on Earth. Are we too focused on immediate progress to think about the long term effects we may be having on our planet at this very moment? If a civilization could vanish, leaving no footprint in the geological record, then what does that mean for us? So, this all brings us to what we think we do know. Geologically, the Silurian period is characterized by massive changes to Earth's environment and fluctuating sea levels, the formation of extensive coral reefs, and the evolution of diverse marine life. This era saw the development of a stable climate that allowed life to thrive in the oceans, leading to increased biodiversity. Understanding these conditions can hint at conditions that might have been conducive to the rise of complex life forms, possibly including intelligent civilizations. One of the most notable geological patterns is the extensive reef system that was built during the Silurian period, just like the one that Chicago is sitting on today. These reefs were constructed largely by coral and other marine organisms, creating rich ecosystems that would have supported a variety of other life. If a technologically advanced civilization had existed, their interactions with such ecosystems could have influenced their development. The stability provided by these environments might have offered opportunities for social structures to form as more resource became abundant.
In addition to reef formation, another significant geological pattern can be found in the Silurian period sedimentary layer. Sedimentary rocks often record the environment changes. By analyzing the composition and distribution of these sedimentary rock layers, we can find clues about the climate and biological life that may have existed during this period. For instance, variations in the sediment type, like the presence of carbonates, silicates, or organic materials, could indicate periods of flourishing resource use. This could lead to proof that advanced civilizations may have existed before ours.
Moreover, isotopic analysis of carbonate rocks can sometimes reveal changes in ocean chemistry that are sometimes associated with biological activity. A sudden spike in oxygen levels during the Silurian period, known as the Ordovician biodiversification event, that spilled over into the Silurian, suggests a flourishing biosphere that could support complex life. If intelligence and innovation had emerged, one might imagine that humans or similar species could exist within this mineral rich environment by taking advantage of the resources similar to the way humans take advantage of resources today in modern societies. Another aspect of the geological record that merits examination is the fossil record. Fossils from the Silurian period indicate the presence of more complex life forms, including early vertebrates. The evolution of these organisms could be interpreted as a precursor to greater ecological interaction. If an advanced civilization were to exist, it might have left imprint like evidence of their activities within these biological transitions, whether through manipulation of environments, like constructing tools, or simply changing habits. However, one must consider the limitations of geological evidence. Simply put, the degradation of materials over hundreds of millions of years would likely mean that physical traces of any advanced or technologically advanced civilization could have just vanished. And this leads to the challenge of identifying any indirect evidence. Geological records in the rock layer might reflect impacts of a civilization through unusual sediment distributions or anomalies in the fossil assemblages. Yet these remain speculative and without widely accepted concrete evidence. I want to thank everybody for coming out and watching the video this week about the Silurian hypothesis. It's always interesting taking a look at history, especially history where there's so little evidence to prove. Now, if an ancient civilization did exist hundreds of millions of years ago, or if many civilizations did exist hundreds of millions of years ago, and they do find enough concrete evidence, which seems to be at the forefront right now, is finding enough concrete evidence to get everybody on board. How is that going to change our future? Well, we're going to be diving into that on our next episode. That's right. We're going to be finishing off this two-part series about the Silurian hypothesis. We're going to be talking about how, if proof is found of technologically advanced civilization, how would that affect our current civilization and the future going forward. Until then, this is Community of Thought, and we'll see you in the future.